All right, guys, Ray Tyler here. I am at my farm, Rose Creek Farms, here in Selmer, Tennessee, and I want to talk to you guys today about growing radishes in the heat of the summer. First of all, if you want to grow radishes in the summer, I would strongly suggest you rethinking that idea. Growing radishes consistently through the summer is not easy, but it's definitely doable. Anybody can grow radishes fall, winter, or spring, or if your summer's nights are in the 50s and 60s, it's an easy crop to grow. It's one of the easiest and most enjoyable crops to grow because it grows so fast, and it's one of these crops that you can just harvest and eat from the ground. It's a real delight for children and old people alike. However, once we get into summertime and your days are in the 80s, 85s, your heat index during the day is over 100, the real challenge starts. And this really kind of puts to the test, can you really grow during the summertime, right? There's really two enemies when it comes to growing radishes. The first one is germination, because this is a direct seeded crop which has to germinate in intense heat and humidity. The second thing is pest. Man, they can devour a crop of radishes faster than you can blink. One night it can look like this, and the next night it's decimated, right? And so it's really kind of overcoming those two obstacles to really ensuring a successful, consistent, high quality stand of radishes. Now, I want to be clear and transparent. The quality and taste and flavor of a summer grown radishes does not compare with a winter grown radish or a cool weather radish. I have not yet been able to get a sweet tasting radish in the summer like I can in the wintertime. But you can still get a good flavor. Some folks actually enjoy that bite, but it can't be like fire. I think everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, here is really the basic steps that I like to grow radishes. Number one is selecting the correct variety. Oftentimes, when you're trying to grow a variety that needs to withstand stress, the variety that you grow can either make or break your success. So if you're having a hard time growing radishes, really make sure that you're growing the correct variety for your climate. This is going to be different for every person, whether you're in Australia, Texas, or even out west in Oregon, right? So really understand what kind of variety should you be growing in your climate. The second thing, which I think is the most important part of this, is consistent water, irrigation. So in here on all my tunnels, I have automatic irrigation. I use these Netafim sprinklers. It works really well. When you first seed radishes, they need consistent water until they germinate. So for me on my farm, maybe that's 2 to 4 times a day at 10 to 15 minutes each cycle, depending on the heat, the weather, and soil type as well. So there's a lot of variables in that, and this is why it's so important to be in tune to your farm and your climate and what your soil needs when it comes to germinating seeds during the summertime. The last important tip that I think when it comes to growing radishes is the type of seeder you use. So I've used a lot of seeders in my past years of farming. I've used a lot of bad ones and good ones. And my current favorite seeder for growing radishes is a 5-row seeder. It's very precise in row and across the row, right? So when I first started using the Jane seeder, I was using the JP1, which is a single hopper. And the issue that you have is keeping those rows straight. Even, I used to have like you can mark out a grid, you can do string line. There's a few ways to make straight rows, but you still have the human error aspect of it, right? So maybe I can do it straight, but trying to train someone else to go straight is a whole nother ballgame. Well, that 5-row Jane, like when you're going, if you move a little bit to this way, they're all gonna move evenly. So you have even spacing in between rows. You can have consistent, even airflow, and that will prevent a lot of diseases and stunted radishes. The biggest things that I'm really paying attention to is going to be correct variety, adequate water, healthy soil, a really good pest prevention system in place, and a really high quality seeder. Those things can really help you grow a beautiful stand of radishes like you're seeing. We're at the end of July and it has been a nasty, nasty summer. It's been the hottest summer we've had with the more flea beetles than I can imagine. But you really get those things in there, and then it's about practice, right? So your first year or two, you're going to fail. You're going to learn how important it is to dial in all those things I've just talked about. The second thing is really understanding when and what times of the year you're going to have problems, so you can focus more about prevention rather than reacting. It's always better to prevent a problem than to always be in this constant, endless loop of reacting to problems. The moment you switch your mindset to prevention, the whole game changes. So remember that. Prevention is a lot more effective than reaction. Right here, I'm looking at the salad mix. We're going to be harvesting this soon. It's looking really good as well. Really, really happy about this. We've done a lot of trials this season, and it seems to be really working. We still have some flea beetle damage, even though we have a really highly effective protocol. This is a Tokyo Bacana, and this just, everybody who grows this variety during the summer knows exactly what I'm talking about. Flea beetles flock to this variety first. So if you want to know if you have a flea beetle problem on your farm, grow some Tokyo Bacana, and you will find very quickly if you have a problem or not. That's really all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, some of those tips that I've shared. If there's anything that you guys want to hear me talk about more, let me know, and hopefully we can see each other soon.